No.
This is when you realise you can't talk.
Yes, hello. You're listening to you might be watching it as well. Listening and watching to the Plastering Podcast, episode 4 with myself, Stu Roberts. A different podcast this week, guys, because we are all live together in Edinburgh.
Yay!
So I hope you're all doing well on the group. Please get involved. This is going to be interactive, so if you've got anything you want to drop into the chat, we haven't set a chat up yet, but I'm sure one of you can, Mark, access the chat on the group to see who's asking any questions. Yeah. But yeah, guys, this has been set up by Eric de Valmency, founder of Ask the Plasterer, and he thought it'd be a cracking idea to drag a load of us spreads halfway across the country, by plane, by train, and by autumn to huddle up in the little plasterers bunker in Edinburgh and have a chat about plastering.
What a lovely bunker it is.
So that's what we're doing. Eric, what are we doing here? Why did you do this?
I've done this because quite a few times, quite a while back, when we were chatting, a few guys were saying, "Oh, we should have a Beano kind of get together. Let's all get on a big coach and go somewhere like Ibiza or somewhere like that." And I kind of thought, "No, come on, Ibiza's not going to happen." And so I thought we could do something a bit easier, but then I kind of forgot about it again. And then a few people kept bringing it up. I think they know where they are because they're not here. And so eventually I said, "Look, because I didn't want to make it like, oh, let's come to London where Eric is. I wanted it to be fair, so I said, let's do it right up north in lovely old Scotland. And Edinburgh's a beautiful place. And so we decided to come here. Well, I decided, it would be a good idea to come here and put it out there. And everyone was kind of like, yeah, let's do it. So it kind of kicked off from there, really, mate. And yeah.
Well, it was a cracking idea because it's an absolutely stunning city. And I've never been here, guys, but if you've never been to Edinburgh, the architecture and the people, it's worth coming just for those two things, I'd say.
And the pubs.
And the pubs. Yeah. And the beer.
It's a beautiful place.
Yeah. Anthony, I'm going to pass you this microphone.
I've got my own mic.
Okay, you use your little Harry Potter stick if you
I
want.
have a little makeshift microphone where I'll introduce everyone.
Go on then, leave it to you.
Right, so yeah, we're all here now. Those who aren't here, where are you? Is the real question. But
Alex,
well, one of us is having a steak in the pub at the minute because he was that hungry he couldn't wait. So he's not currently here. Danny.
Yeah, so we are just all here just to catch up with everybody and see what everybody's up to and actually meet for the first time because we've only ever met through the internet, which isn't the same as real life. But to be fair, it's pretty close, to be fair. I kind of feel like I know everybody anyway.
We've met through video format.
Yeah, mostly like when we're half asleep in the morning.
Yeah.
Which is, well, I'm surprised we can actually make sentences in the morning, to be honest. Especially when we're, was it 6:30?
6:30 in the morning. I'm proud of you getting up that early. Anyway.
Well, I'm awake. It's just I'm able to speak, isn't it?
I don't think Eric went to bed. He just stayed up all through the night till last, didn't he?
Yeah. Wasn't my fault.
So who we got then?
Yeah.
Let's introduce everyone.
Yeah. So I'm James. Been plastering since 14, 15 years. Company's called Coots Plastering, and I've been following all you guys for about at least a year.
Yeah.
So we've got Stuart, we've got Anthony, Eric, Ask the Plasterer, and me and my brother Richard. We've been well induced to your channels. We're domestic plasterers, so we get most of that through check a trade, word of mouth, recommendation. So we're proper domestic plasterers.
He said his brother's got a beard as well, guys.
Yeah,
it causes a bit of confusion.
Confuse our customers. I have to really warn before we come to the house. Because one of us might start one day, but then two of us might start next. So
that's it. That'll freak them out, won't it?
I did a video when there was like going around the room.
Be like that.
No, but really picked up on some of you guys' techniques. So with Eric's speed skims. With Stuart's side of things, with his, the guys that work for you and stuff. And, Anthony's line plaster in particular is which I use. All the tools that you use, what was the not Hilts? What was the other one?
Work tool boots.
Work tool
yeah.
boots.
Yeah.
I've tested them out. I've fallen over a few times, but I've tested them out. I found they use best well for bathrooms in a small space.
Yeah, I've just done a huge ceiling.
Yeah. So if you do a little bathroom ceiling or some walls, get the stilts on.
I did one last week. I did I think it was 35 meters on work tool boots.
Okay.
On my own,
and they're cracking if you've got a low ceiling like this.
Yeah. My problem was my bed's just like too high, and then the stilts were the work tool boots were just that little bit too short.
Yeah,
but,
we'll be alright in here, won't we?
Yeah. Well, for me,
there's some work here. If anyone wants some work in Edinburgh, come and skim this bunker out for us.
But no, it's great seeing all you lads together, you know. So we follow the channel for years.
Mate.
It's good to meet you all.
Right, who we got next?
I'm Martin Drury. I do mainly domestic plastering. I'm new into this game as being self-employed. Just like to thank everyone for watching this. Apparently, I've won the prize for the longest travelling person to come up here from Herne Bay in Kent.
Yeah.
Yay!
Jamie, mostly domestic plastering, all domestic plastering. Plastering maybe 6-7 years now.
We all know Jamie. He's been on Trowel Talk for 3 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then we've got the main man here, look guys. He's trying to hide in the corner. Come on.
I can't even see it.
You don't really let me speak, mate. Mark Mason, just plaster private houses.
AKA the sand and cement wizard.
Just private houses all the time, and I've been plastering 33 years.
Not bad going.
Yes.
No swearing. No swearing.
Rick O'Neill, domestic plasterer from Yorkshire. I can go.
Wait, one more question. One more question. Why plastering? You could have done anything with your life, and you're spreading muck on walls. What was you thinking?
Didn't. Just got it.
Same as most of us.
Had a job as a labourer. Stop with it.
That's it. Right, I'm going to hand this back over to Eric. Yeah.
We have forgotten.
Yeah, you're not. It's just wondered it.
My name's Daniel, and I'll comment. I'll be doing I was a domestic plasterer. We've done it about 8-9 years. And yeah, what else do I know?
Why did you turn up late? That's what I want to know. What was you doing? What was you doing? I reckon you've had a little power nap. Right, Eric. Let's talk about Ask the Plasterer. Let's talk about Ask the Plasterer. Come on.
No, you can do that. Yeah, just point it generally in this direction.
Here's a question: why haven't you changed the name of your channel yet?
What, to Ask the Plasterer?
Yeah.
Well, what's this channel called?
Plasterer.org.
Plasterer.org. Yeah, that's a good question.
It's because it was my website, which I picked years ago because it was like an easy one for people to easy-ish for people to remember.
You just wanted to get in there first, didn't
and then
you?
I thought I will call my channel plasterer.org.uk because then that links to the fact that's my website. That's what and it will just get it out there. And then because doing Ask the Plasterer was something that came along donkeys after I started doing it. Yeah, I know.
I think you should change it now.
I might do that, mate. Actually.
Yeah, might be the nudge you need.
And then you'll be the first one to come up. It'll be Ask the Plasterers alphabetically.
It could begin today.
Yeah. Yeah. See, there's always thinking.
But yeah, I might give. Yeah, I'll definitely try and probably consider it because a few times people have gone to me. Ask the Plasterer channel.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, what's actually a channel of Ask the Plasterer? Is it? So yeah, so I could be lacking in that department because of that. So
because that's what you search for.
I think
For you.
I've got a question for Eric. How do you put plaster on with a speed skim? I've tried it and it doesn't work.
It's got to be the plastic plate, and you've got to have the art of buttering up.
Take some notes, guys.
The art of buttering up. If you can butter up coping, because that's what we used to do. We used to use like glue. batter up the coving, and you get the hang of that. Then just battering up the top of a speed skim, filling it up nicely, and then just.
So have you got to have the mix really wet then to be able to spread it?
Yeah. I mean, that's not the first coat; it's the second coat.
Ah, okay.
That's going on with the speed skim. I couldn't put a first. I've never tried putting on the first coat with a speed skim. The second coat, because you're using less and you're flattening in with the second coat, aren't you?
Right.
So by putting, you've got enough. You can get enough on the plastic blade of a speed skim to do that tight second coat. And as long as you don't touch the blade and bend it, and you just keep hold of the handle. It's the one I did for the video was one of the flattest walls I've ever done. Even I was kind of like,
you fluked it. You fluked it.
That's so flat.
Yeah.
Cracked it. 38 years. And I finally cracked it.
Eric was giving us some foam tips earlier. Drop into the comments who uses expanding foam.
Ooh.
On the group, because there's this big thing with expanding foam that is used by cowboys, and plasterers shouldn't use expanding foam. So I was just saying to Eric that I use a product called Mega Stick a fair bit to bond like insulation boards, etc. So let us know in the chat, guys. Do you think it's a little bit cowboy to use expanding foam, or would you use it?
Yeah.
Anthony,
I use it a fair bit. To be fair.
What do you use it for?
If I'm doing insulated plasterboarded ceiling and there's some little gaps,
You don't stick them on the ceiling, do you?
I will stick it on. But
wait there, tell them about the boards.
Yeah, right. I really shouldn't tell this story because it'll probably look bad on the company. But
don't throw them under the bus.
Yeah. So I went to go and somebody asked me to go and look at this conservatory, and they put some insulated plasterboards on the roof, and they were stuck on with foam.
Oh my god.
So it was.
Did you wear a hard hat?
I got it down pretty quick, to be fair. I tell you what, though, it took a heck of a lot of effort because I had to saw it all the way through.
Yeah.
And it does stick like crazy. But I always say with foam, because that's what they stick the central reservations in. They stick it on with
You're
foam.
joking.
No, yeah, on the motorways. Wow. So they.
Oh, right.
So
Mega Stick.
Yeah, so
I've got a good one.
If it's strong enough for that, it's all right for filling a few gaps, isn't it?
I've got
stick boards on with it, can't you?
You can. I've got a good question because a lot of the guys that are here, they're either self-taught or newly self-employed, and they watch YouTube channels. So they watch Anthony's channel, Eric's, Kirk's channel, Joel's channel, Alex's channel, my channel. So from watching YouTube channels, guys, for all these years, what would you say your number one hack or tip that you've got from watching all these different people would be? Off the top of your head, can anyone think of a little tip or a little hack that they've got from watching the YouTube videos?
I would say the Unibond, so the PVA, the jip bonding, the SBR, and mixing
sealing up, priming.
I think if you get that right, you'll be
halfway there.
Because you can be the best plasterer in the world, but if you haven't got that fucking backing glue on properly, then you're in trouble. So I often pick up different things from what other plasterers they work with.
Right,
it's very interesting.
We're all different. You said earlier that you did a job, and patches of the wall were like crazy, drying out too quick. And I said it's probably a primer issue.
Yeah.
What do you lads think? If parts of the plaster are drying out way too quick, faster than the whole wall, probably that the wall hasn't been primed properly. Let us know in the chat what you guys reckon to that.
Just a quick one. If anybody is watching live, what is the audio like at the moment? Because obviously we haven't got a clue here. So if you can chuck something on the chat and we can see if you can hear us all properly. But it doesn't matter. We'll just keep talking anyway.
We'll just keep rambling on.
Hopefully it'll sound good.
Hopefully they can see and hear us all right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can hear myself. There's nothing like hearing your own voice.
Can you address the comments?
I was going to say something, if that's all right.
Yeah.
Obviously you YouTubers have got a big following. I was wondering if it'd be nice if all you boys got together on a particular job. And that'd be great content.
Yeah.
Say you got to get a big job in.
Yeah.
And all you boys had to be part of the same job, and you all streamed it. I think that would be brilliant.
That's a good shout.
Yeah, that actually really is.
That is a good shout.
It's only organising a job and being it and us getting together wherever that job
Yeah,
is
I'd
and
like to
doing
see
it together, innit? And filming it.
Well, we could plaster this out, couldn't we?
Yeah.
It needs it.
Hey, I've got my van in Glasgow. I'll bring it up.
Like I say, Trowel could do the rendering. You know, you've got your skimming, you've got your boarding, you've got your foaming.
Yeah.
I think it'd be great fun. And you can-
Foaming. Yeah.
you know,
Guys, if you jumped online and you're wondering what we're all doing in this little bunker, this is the Plastering Podcast.
We're at the end of the world.
We're all right.
Good luck. Good luck, everyone.
So, guys, you're watching the Plastering Podcast and hopefully listening as well. Episode 4. We're in Edinburgh. This is a get-together organised by Eric Devalmency, founder of Ask the Plasterer. We've got about 10 of us together. We're all having a beer and having a good natter about plaster. So if you guys want to get involved, drop some questions in, anything you want to talk about, just drop it into the chat, and we'll answer any questions that you've got. We've just been talking about plastering hacks from inspiration from YouTube videos, because obviously we've got a lot of YouTubers on Trowel at the moment, including myself, Anthony and Eric, offering down hacks and tips to up and coming plasterers or self-taught plasterers. So if you guys have had any tips from these YouTube videos, you feel has helped you a lot, let us know in the chat, and I'll access that chat and we can make this interactive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll tell you the good hacks that I tend to have found is that people have sent me stuff to try out that I would never have tried beforehand, and like with the additives, you know, for like speeding it up and slowing it down. I wouldn't have a clue without all these groups and stuff being involved.
Good shout.
There's speed skims and stuff. I knew about them when they first came out, so that wasn't really a revelation to me. But I think to a lot of people it would be, because
absolutely game changer. Especially on a big lid when you've got the pole attached. Absolute game changer.
I used the pole for the first time the other week, and I was dancing around it like crazy.
Because you normally board out your scenes, didn't you?
Yes.
Your channels.
Yeah, I prefer to board out most of the time, but it's using Unibond is it makes such a big difference if you can use the speed skim just to flatten it all out. But
absolutely,
I've got a video coming out in 360. There's a little plug for myself.
There you go. What's that little tool that you use for getting to the curves? The ball note, the little black-handled rubber tool. What's that?
Oh, the wipe down blade.
Wipe down blade. After watching yours, there you go, another plug. You're not sponsored by MT, are you?
I'm trying to be. If anybody's got any contacts, I do take anything.
Oh, calm down on the plugs, man.
It's not a big invention, isn't it?
Yeah, it might be. It might be. He's inventing some good stuff. Yeah.
To be fair, with his 3D printer.
But that little wipe down blade, I only bought that after watching your video where the ceiling meets a barreled ceiling. Sorry, where the wall meets a barreled ceiling, and getting that little curve 100%. You know, when the curve's really tight, because I normally use a flexi trowel to glide it over. But I did try that little tool, mate, and it's brilliant.
Yeah, that was good. Plastic trowels, that's a big one that I've experimented with.
Plastic trowels or plastic floats? Oh, you mean like the Carter?
Well, the Carter and like the refiner, like the plastic flexes for finishing off. And stuff.
Oh, okay, I've never used them.
They're good for polishing.
Very end, they're amazing. They're really good on lime plaster because they don't. You tend to find with steel, you tend to find that they tend to leave more lines. I find with lime, it makes it a little bit easier.
Would you trowel with your plastic on lime?
Only. I would. To finish it. Yeah. It made a big difference to the finish, I found.
If you plastic trowel on finish, you get them on matte.
Painters will like you a lot more.
It's not drawing the water to the surface like the steel. I would if you use a steel float too soon, it can blister and it brings water to the surface. There's a plastic one kind of like opening up the surface.
I've found it's quite interesting experiment with plastic because I had the Carter 101 trowel.
Yeah.
I've got 2 of them, and
he's greedy, isn't he?
I'll be honest with you, I snapped a little bit of one of them. Well, to be honest, they're both snapped now, but they're getting smaller and smaller.
Oh, okay.
But
that's not good.
No, but they really do work.
Okay.
They do close
Where
it
would
in a
where
lot
would you
quicker.
use that tool?
I used to use it to speed it up. So I'd probably use it like second trowel.
Right. So it,
I wouldn't use it
takes
all
out
the way
having
through.
to take the third and fourth trowel out of the way.
No,
then?
it doesn't, but it does speed it up because it's plastic and you're not with metal. You're bringing the moisture out.
I see.
Keeping it in, so it does work. You can use speed skim to do that as well.
It's a bit like flattening a second coat on the ceiling with a plastic. Sorry, no, your first coat of the ceiling. You flatten it. Takes a bit to dry.
Yeah, it does actually, because when you use a speed, it does that.
Plasters and there were metal blade on the first coat. No, don't do that. I mean, trying to be waiting around, trying to get plastic out. And,
it depends if you want to get that extra time as well.
Yeah, no, true. Yeah.
But yeah, plastic does it. It's something to experiment with.
Yeah.
But,
any other tack guys that you picked up off YouTube channel?
Fish.
Fiberglass mesh.
Yeah.
Guys, tell us all about fiberglass mesh.
I had a job come in a couple of weeks ago. The lath and plaster was all heavily cracked. Obviously, the customer didn't want to pay to have it all removed. So, being a beginner to being the self-employed game, I went on YouTube and I copied the letter some of the YouTubers' videos come out of the tree.
Yeah.
The customer was well pleased. I was over the moon, as it was my first attempt. I was well shocked with it. So for the people that put this content out, it is there for us lesser people to follow and learn from. So thank you to all you YouTubers that post.
Nah, good man. What's your story then, Martin? Like, because you mentioned earlier that you started off life in a factory as a young man, and you decided later on in life that you wanted to become a plasterer. Can you talk about that?
Yeah. All my working life, I've been working in engineering companies, which I didn't really enjoy. I've always learned plastering and worked time with my father-in-law. As the years gone on, I've taken on little walls as project, my own house and friends. It got to the stage where I was like reimming up complete houses, doing new ceilings, and then I just turned up at one day at the age of 55, and I thought I just can't clock in here no more. And I just got me personal enough, walked out, and within 2 weeks I had my first customer. I'm not over busy, but I've got enough work to pay the bills and pay for the food for the family.
Yeah,
I'm happier. Upsetting a few customers in the process, but everyone's paid good reviews. Good with how it's going.
Happy days.
That's really cool.
Just want to give a big shout out to Kurt Johnstone, who's watching at the moment. Hope you're well, Kurt.
Hey, right, Kirky.
A lot of these tips, no doubt, I'll be getting from your channel, mate. So fair play.
SBR.
What's going on with this SBR then? Is that his favourite primer? Yeah.
He still uses PVA. But SBR kind of like.
That's got to be it's got to be expensive though, Kurt. Using that?
No, I don't think it is.
No,
it spreads further.
Ah, there you go.
It's more watered down.
Okay.
So.
Fair play.
No, I've started using SBR a lot more thanks to.
But do you find it?
With your PVA, did you?
No.
Use it straight.
Just use it neat.
Do you find it gives off a bit of a pong? It gives me a bloody.
To be honest,
Danny's getting high off it. Yeah.
I'll be honest with you. I don't think I can smell anything anymore. Anyway, with being plastic.
Do you guys use rollers to Unibond unders? Use brushes?
I'll roll the mass of the wall and then cut in with a brush.
Yeah, you're cutting.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just tend to use a flat brush because I normally can't find my roller, and when I do find it, it's like an estate. So.
You don't do a Mr. Bean where you just put a grenade in the tub and close the door.
That'd be amazing. You wouldn't be able to open the door though, would you? That's the problem.
I've lost the comments, guys, but Carl Batty, I think, is watching as well. So big up to Carl. Hope you're all good. Drop any questions you've got in the chat, guys. Let us know what you want to talk about. But someone here wants to have a word with you, Danny. He wants to talk about how he got into plastering and what he enjoys the most.
Yeah. How I got into plastering? Well, I started off labouring for the old band many years ago. and I worked with a few plasterers, and I thought, oh, I'll do that. So I just sort of like done different things, stuck beads on, started a bit of plasterboarding and stuff like that. Just generally picked it up from there, and a few years later, I've done a course, and then just went from there. Just picked up the trowel and went for it.
Yeah, and I know there's a burning question for everyone now watching and listening. Where are you from? Because that accent's really thick and strong. Bristol. It's a strong accent. You can't see him because he's hiding, but he's got the farmer's hat on as well. Yeah. Oh. So again, guys, podcast episode 4 in Edinburgh together, organised by Mr. Devalmancy from Ask the Plasterer. So I'm going to hand it over to Eric again, I think, and let him ramble on for a little bit and ask some questions.
Yeah, we're here for quite a while because we ain't got to rush off anywhere because we're in here and we're on a meet up with the gang. So we're having a good old jolly, and we thought we'd do a podcast for your benefit, so you can watch, you can learn, and you can think, oh, wouldn't it be lovely to be sitting in a little nookie lucky alcove, chatting about plastering, having a beer in the beautiful town of Edinburgh. So never mind.
Don't be jealous though.
No, but we might do it again next year. So get your bookings in early. Thank you very much.
Yeah, and if we do it again, where do you want to go next?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, how's it go?
We did briefly flirt with going to Ireland.
Northern Ireland.
Yeah. Mark's got a spare room.
I tell you what, Mark doesn't really want to chat, but obviously, you know, you've all seen Mark's rendering sand and cement work on the group, and it's fair to say he's a bit of a wizard when it comes to the sand and cement. But Martin had a question earlier for Mark. I hope he won't mind answering it now. But he asked him, why in Ireland do the Irish use sand and cement rather than dot and dab? So if you wouldn't mind, Mark, why do you guys use sand and cement?
That's just all I know. That's all it's been since I served my time. We never ever dot and dab anything, so we haven't. It's just always the sand cement.
So you've never dot and dabbed the wall?
I've done one house.
One house.
Years.
What did you think to dot and dab? Yeah. Did you guys rate it, or did you prefer solid?
It was alright. It was like an old barn brick walls, you know, old red brick walls.
Yeah.
I just seed them all and dabbed them. It was quick enough and handy enough done, but our house sounds on it.
Yeah.
Is it hard to get hold? Sorry, mate. Is it hard to get hold of the adhesive where you are?
Board adhesive.
Yeah.
There's a pallet of board adhesive in our builder suppliers of 3 years. The same pallet. It doesn't get any smaller, so it doesn't.
That might be past the sell by date.
Might be.
Well, it'd be about as hard as it's stable.
Yeah.
Sand and cement. I've done a bit of it. I still do some external sand and cement render. I love it, but there's just no demand for it. I'm from Coventry in the West Midlands, and I can count on one hand how many times people have asked me to do sand and cement render. So anyone that's watching and listening, what are your thoughts on sand and cement? Is it still the best render system out there, or do you prefer the pre-bagged modern render systems? Let us know.
I still do a fair bit of sand cement.
You do?
Yeah.
And you're from Prestatyn?
Yeah, North Wales. So
okay.
I do it occasionally on some of the properties I do work on, because I do work on some like farmhouses and stuff, and most of the time, you know, you want to go with what's there, don't you? So
yeah,
it's not always lime plaster. Sometimes it's sand cement, or I much prefer studded walls because it's life's easier. But I don't mind doing a bit of sand cement. I do pebble dashing. That's sand cement. I do stipple finishes. I'm crap at doing flat finishes with sand cement. It's just been one of those. I get there in the end, but I always feel.
Is that like the Tyrolean gun?
Oh yeah, I like the Tyrolean.
Well, that's nice because that can cover up lots of things.
So you just squirt foam on and then Tyrolean.
Squirts the foam on it, mate.
No, the foam's a finish. You just have to spray it.
That's the Monaco stuff, though.
Yeah, I've done K-Rend and Weber stuff. Yeah, I've got a K-Rend in a couple of weeks.
What about you, James? You do much external work, or?
Well, I do, but traditional stuff, sand, cement, and pebble dashing. It's just the K-Rend and the coloured stuff that I'm not very familiar with.
I'm the same. I've never got involved with it until I went down.
Yeah.
I met Joel big shout out to Joel Cook.
Yeah.
Hey, Joel.
And obviously, I did the video that Joel. Where are you?
He's live streaming, mate.
He's probably live streaming now.
It's
Wednesday.
yeah. Competition.
But yeah, he opened my eyes up, showing me about a product called HB12, which is like a line base. I think he said it was line based backing coat. Like you literally spray it on, and it was that wet.
Yeah.
I think we got at least like 8 mil. If you tried to apply that by hand, it'd be all over the floor.
Yeah.
So that was what opened my eyes up. How wet you could get it on. Yeah.
I think there's a lot of trades now that's going separate to your traditional plastering, like spray rendering, screeding. I think that's very separate because back in, before I started plastering, which was 2009, that was all in the same trade. Like, I think now it's all going separate.
Yeah.
I mean,
do you think?
Does anyone else screed here? I mean, is that a...
As an apprentice,
it takes skills. If you haven't got that trailer, I mean, it's normally just you just get so many screening companies that just do screening.
Yeah,
it seems to be the thing. So
yeah, I'd rather let somebody else do it.
Yeah.
Plus they can do it really quick. The guys that just do floor screening, because that's all they're doing.
Yeah,
come in and they just whack it down, rule it off before you can.
I think whatever's your specialty, if you're doing it day in and day out, you've got the upper hand in it, haven't you?
Yeah.
You've got speed and you can make money. What about you, Rick? Internal plastering or external?
Internal. Weathering or spill is garbage, so I can't be bothered rearranging my diary every time I get rained on.
No, that's the exact reason that's the reason I don't do it.
There's a company local that does solely external. I plan everything for them.
So out of all the different aspects of the plastering trade that you do, if you could just pick one thing and do it every day, what would it be?
Getting paid.
Well, just bypass the work altogether. Just get paid. Yeah. Well, that's one way
The bit at the end of the job, that's the next bit.
We'll try that one.
If I can figure it out, I'll let you know.
Yeah. Well, mine would probably be internal wall insulation, just because it pays the most.
That's what you specialise in.
Yeah, internal wall insulation. What about you, Dan? If you could do one thing.
Probably I'd say ceilings over skimming them, to be fair, 'cause that's what I've done the most of. I've done loose.
Skimming ceilings?
Yeah.
Like Artex?
Yeah.
Artex?
Yeah. That's probably what I do. That's what I've done the most of.
Marcus Barron. Hiya, Marcus. That's what he said.
Yeah.
He said if he could do anything all day long, it'd be skimming over Artex ceilings. Because that's
to do it,
yeah. He's doing them this week. He's supposed to be here, Marcus. Supposed to be here. I don't know. Kirk says, get a pint of SBR down, you lads.
I'd say they're PVA.
Yeah, drinking SBR is ridiculous.
You know what we should have done? We should have entered Kurt's competition to get him for a day.
We should
down again.
Yeah.
He said anywhere in this country, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. He did.
Yeah. I could have said, Dan,
yeah.
Get him to come with Edinburgh.
Turning the tables now, see?
Yeah. No excuses.
Come on then, Anthony. What we got next?
Oh, Jesus, I don't know. Have we got any comments coming in?
Yeah, Kirk says get a pint of SBR down you. He's already had a couple, and that's why he's lost for words.
Yeah. I've had one, to be fair, and I've not eaten. So, so I'm hammered already now. So. Well,
Carl Batty's asking us, how's the trip going? So I'll start with Eric. How's the trip going?
Well, mate, I was going to just take it very easy. I've got quite a delicate stomach when it comes to drinking. Sorry, mate. I'm good for a couple of pints and staying like awake as opposed to asleep. And obviously, me and a few of the guys got here a bit early yesterday and started having just a little drink and a chat and getting to know each other because we hadn't met before in the flesh. And then we kept doing that. And then we did it a bit more. And then we had something to eat in an all-you-can-eat Chinese, and then went to another pub, which didn't shut until about 1 in, so a little bit delicate this morning. What's happening?
They're just all abandoning us.
Toilet break. I didn't know my chat was that boring.
They've broken the seal.
They've broken the seal, mate. They've broken the seal.
You go. Mark's escaping as well.
We're going enough of my old guy. Just leave it on with nobody in here.
Yeah.
Leave it on with nobody in here. But yeah, no, it's been cracking. The sun did come out for a while. Not today, fair enough. But yeah, it's been just lovely. It's been lovely getting to meet the guys, meeting up in this little old bunker, which is a cosy thing that Mark organised for us because his daughter kind of works within his pub.
He's actually not there, even though
He's not here.
He's not there now.
I'm still pointing.
Mark's just over there.
Mark was sitting there, and he'll be back there in a minute. But he's gone for a week with all the other lads. And hopefully they won't stop for steak and chips while they're in there. So, yeah, it's been great. It's just been lovely, mate. I'm happy as Larry, especially now I've had another pint as well.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I had a little stay in Cumbria because I've drove down from Coventry, which is about 6 hours. So we did 3 hours. Had a little break at the Lake District, and got up, and I've then done another 3 hours. So, but Edinburgh, cracking place.
beautiful, mate.
You couldn't have picked a more beautiful spot, Eric. To be fair, yeah, really nice. Danny's been singing. That's why it's raining. But,
He's singing in the rain.
but apart from it raining every 5 minutes, but the good news is when it stops raining, the sun's beaming.
Yeah, I can't say anything about Edinburgh because I've literally been here maybe half an hour.
Yeah, half an hour.
Half an hour. So I know what it's like from the train station when you're running out of the rain to try and get here. But that's about as far as I can tell you about it at the moment.
But James, your brother lives here, doesn't he?
So no, basically,
No?
my
Your
missus, two brothers live here.
Right.
They moved down here about a year or two ago, and so we're visiting them. And Trowel talks here and asked the plasterer. So this is a great time to see all the plastering lads as well. I flew down from Luton Airport this morning, and it was just under an hour. Pretty easy.
Better than driving.
Oh,
better than
yeah.
driving.
Well, I flew with a 2-year-old, and we
Maybe not so.
That is brave. That is brave.
we decided that a train was not good because we did a little short train journey beforehand, and we knew straight away. And it was cheaper getting the flights here than the
Fair
train.
play.
So yeah, no, it's been great being here.
Plus, there's bloody train strikes.
Oh,
Apparently,
Yeah, because I could get here, but I couldn't get back.
you're
So
stuck here now.
So I had to drive the van. So I got here. Yeah, I drove down from 10 o'clock, got to Glasgow, got the train to here. So yeah, it's all pretty good. But oh, do you want some of the drinks to you, bud?
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, go on, Mum.
Guys, anyway, it's time that we went to the bar and got the round in. So we're going to stop it there, and we'll catch up with you guys when we've refreshed ourselves. All good. Right. We'll do another live shortly, guys, and we'll catch up with you later. See you later.